Alright, namaste, hello, and salutations to all of my gremlins. To those of you who are watching this video, if you are someone rather brand new to this channel, obviously I welcome you with open arms to this channel. And this video in particular, I wanted to address publicly and express my thoughts of the genre of pranks as well as comedy. Now, comedy in itself is a form of a natural perspective, a natural remedy to helping benefit in a positive perspective, and a positive aspect to revitalizing your system in such a perspective to where a human being would ultimately, to a degree, become inspired through the remedy of laughter. And laughter in itself is obviously, as we all know it as being a natural cure to the ailments and the illness of an everyday daily lives that we might exist or coexist inside of this world. And each one of us as a collective, as a human being, we all have our oceans of obstacles. We have our obstacles, we have our oceans of darkness that we must conflict against in a head-on collision each day of our lives. And we have to discover the light in one shape or form or perspective or another. And comedy is often used and described as something to where a human being would grasp that, they would embrace that and narrate that and, collect that into the collective of their thoughts, of their consciousness, or their spirit for who they are as a person, as an individual, as a human being. And while, of course, obviously, laughter is an important and vital factor as a fundamental part of our existence, we must ourselves seek other methods to helping to inspire us, and such as the fine borderline difference between comedy, which you have comedy here, and inspiration here, is that as they correlate together, there is a rather positive correlation. There is never any question in our minds that should it be something of a negative correlation. So as it pulls itself apart, and it ultimately becomes an equality together, as a joint force together, and it becomes an embraced idea, a concept, a natural remedy for a cure for the ailments of the corruption of the world and the negative influences that might exist in the world today. And for those who have certain problems, like certain societal issues that they must conflict with on a regular everyday basis. And while it is true that both harness each other, they both contemplate and complete one another as an equality, as an equal, you have to keep in consideration that while laughter on one perspective is an important or vital aspect to consider, to manifest and consume and to embrace and to have that as a natural part of your everyday essence, of your everyday existence, on the other hand, such as the purpose of this inspiration project, you must have, on the other hand, is inspiration itself. You must have some sort of like a deeper perspective for a positive influence, something that is above and beyond, something that is much more enlightening and more beautiful and graceful. And inspiration is graceful. Inspiration is very much meaningful, much like the both contemplate and complement one another. They are never obsolete. They are never effortless or meaningless or irrelevant or insignificant or diminutive or minuscule. They both complete each other, one another. So ultimately what I'm trying to say is that through my philosophy, through my intellectual, my own perspective and my own philosophy, is that my state of mind to what I believe in is that while it's perfectly normal, it's perfectly natural, and it is a good thing, obviously, to incorporate, an inspiration that you might have received from a positive influence in your everyday lives from comedy, that is derived from comedy itself, or a laughter or a sense of humor, laughter, comedy, pranks, what have you. You also have to consider the other perspective of motivational or inspiration, a positive influence, and especially acts of kindness as you dedicate yourself and your time and all of your efforts into delivering that and promoting that message to the world in itself. And whatever that you might derive from one inspiration or to the other, ultimately we have to intake that and invest that within ourselves as human beings on a regular basis. And I myself, I am somewhat of an individual, of a human being who, on one hand, on one perspective, I enjoy comedy and, certain pranks, if it's innocent, if it's harmless, and if it benefits me in a positive perspective to where, obviously, it inspires you. However, on the other scale, on the other perspective, and my perception is that comedy is only a temporary drug. It's a temporary relief to tranquilize the dopamine of the mental state, the capacity of your mind, of your thoughts, and of the human nature of the human mind. While on the other hand, you have something as a positive influence and inspiration, such as how we incorporate and deliver through our videos. And we incorporate this into your lives, into your existence, as well as ourselves, on behalf of Jen and myself. And we do this in order to share with you a positive, motivational inspiration to helping you, to benefit you in a positive perspective, and ultimately for you to take what you have invested and learned and gained from our videos and adapt that into your lives. And may you influence this positivity, this positive influence within someone else's life, someone else's existence. And the vital aspect to consider is, yes, of course, I enjoy watching comedy. I enjoy laughing from time to time. However, it's not the most vital, important aspect to incorporate into your daily life. And if you only have one or the other, it's not going to ultimately be effective in order to transpire and the transparency of a positive influence in your lives, the light in your lives. And you must simply have both to allow it to become an equal embrace. And you must embrace both of them equally. So if you look at it into retrospect, inspiration goes above and beyond and something much more intellectual and deeper of a perspective, as opposed to comedy or laughter. Laughter only helps you to feel a sense of relief on a temporary perspective. However, with that being said, comedy tranquilizes the dopamine of the human nature, of the human psychology of the consciousness of the human mind. Well, inspiration, it drives you to the core. It drives you to the core so much to the point where you feel inspired, you feel uplifted so much. You go out into the world and you actually deliver a positive influence into the world. And it's something that's so vital to incorporate both comedy, laughter, and inspiration and motivation, and combine it as a collective into our daily lives. And both are very much a vital perspective, vital existence to a part of our lives. And we must be grateful for it. We must take advantage of it. And inspiration, I believe, it drives you so much to the core to where it uplifts you so much at a point and on the edge to where you want to go out into the world and helping others. Into helping to shape the world into a positive craft and the architect of our influence, and inspire others for the greater commonwealth and common good. Inspiration is that drive to where it collects every part and remnants of your spirit and of your heart and everything of that as a collective of your thoughts, of your mind, of your mental perception, as it just clinges and just drives into this embrace, just like the sun and the stars and the moon. Everything is a collective of this universe, and it inspires you so much to the point where it is a constant burning passion and desire. You have a desire when you are deeply inspired, so much to the point where it burns a hole right through the darkness and the negative influences of the world and of those around you. It brings out every aspect and perception of the light that exists deep inside of you. You just take it out from within you and deep from inside of yourself as you reverse and channel this burning desire and passion and dedication and your passion and desire and your devotion to helping to inspire others. You actually lift yourself up from the ground up and you go out there and inspire others. I am someone who is an intellectual minded, as I enjoy other things that are intellectual or philosophical or motivational, or at least has an inspiring influence or an inspiration behind it. And as well as obviously, you must share a positive influence within the world each day of your lives, and every single day of our existence is a brand new chapter as it unfolds, as it unveils. Every day is a new journey in a chapter of our consciousness. And our conscious existence is that we must be influential upon others for the positive. And we must simply make the most out of ourselves and become embrace who we are as human beings, and while we become something greater than ourselves every single day of our lives. And of course, you have to invest that responsibility deep within yourselves, deep within a core and structure of who you are as a human being. So you must invest that responsibility of being a good-natured human being. And one of the most important things to consider is that you yourself, you are not judged by your character, of your success, of your fame or glory or humanistic possessions, of material possessions that you might have in this life. You're judged simply by the good deeds and the good nature of a characteristic for personality, and of everything that who you are as a human being every day of your lives. And you are simply judged for the kindness and good things, the good deeds that you have delivered, that you have promoted, and that you had projected outwards into the airwaves of this world. And for everything that you do as an act of kindness in this world, and that's what truly makes you for who you are, that shapes you into the human being, the positive person that you are, the individual that you are as a human being. And so that's basically all I wanted to say, was that this channel, we attempt to deliver, both spectrums, both perspectives of laughter, a sense of humor, comedy, and certain pranks from time to time. However, on the other hand, you have things, most of all of what I do is inspirational videos, such as journal videos, act of kindness videos, challenge to change the world projects, and random acts of kindness projects. And also for recycling projects. I started doing that as of recent. And I hope that ultimately, for those of you who watch our videos, that you may incorporate our videos into your regular everyday lives, and for you to grasp and embrace the understanding and the concept of a positive light and influence. And may you deliver that and be successful of sharing our light, and sharing the light that you may have received in your lives into humanity, into the collectives of society, into your everyday lives, into yourself as you inspire others. And comedy, pranks, laughter, and inspiration, a positive influence, motivation, they are an influence, is all a natural essence and part of human nature, and it is very much a positive benefit to our human psychology. So thank you so much for taking this opportunity and watching this video. I hope that you may subscribe to this channel, and please share our videos with others. It would mean the absolute world to us. Also, it would help to benefit all of us as a collective, as a humanity, as a society. So you're doing your part by sharing our videos with others, or even telling others about our channel, of this inspiration project. And you are helping us through helping yourselves, as well as helping to project this positive influence throughout the airwaves and the mainstream of the world, and of society. So thank you for watching. I hope that you had enjoyed watching this video, and this was a video expressing my deepest consciousness of my thoughts into my personal perspective, my opinion of how I perceive comedy and inspiration. So I hope that this video alone had inspired you. Thank you for watching. See you next time.